If you're looking for a small, affordable tablet, the new Tab 1 by Lenovo has just been released. But how does it compare to the Redmi Pad SE 8.7? Well, let's talk about it. As far as pricing goes, you can't get much more affordable than these two at just over $100 for Lenovo, slightly more for the Redmi Pad. Both of these start at 64 gigabytes of storage, but one advantage you get with the Redmi Pad SE is there's a 6 gigabytes of RAM version. You can also get 128 gigabytes of storage. Build quality on these two are very similar. They both have plastic on the back and sides, and they feel pretty lightweight. Both tablets have an 8.7-inch IPS LCD display with 800 by 1340 resolution. You get up to 90 Hz refresh rate on the Redmi Pad versus 60 Hz for Lenovo. They're somewhat similar when it comes to brightness and viewing angles, but in person it looks like the Redmi Pad is just a little bit brighter in most cases. Keep in mind both of these are entry-level tablets, so they're not going to blow you away or anything with screen quality. If you're watching YouTube videos or Netflix, I think both of these are fine for that. I think text on here could be a little bit sharper for reading, but to me, if you want the tablet with a little better screen quality, you'll want to go with the Redmi Pad SE. One advantage for the Redmi Pad is it lasted 9.5 hours in my typical battery drain test at 100% screen brightness versus about 8 hours for Lenovo. Both of these should last a couple days with mixed use, even longer once you turn the screen brightness down. You also have 18 watt fast charging for the Redmi Pad versus 15 watts for Lenovo. So if you want the tablet with a little better battery life, you'll want to go with the Redmi Pad. Software-wise, probably will come down to personal preference. The Redmi Pad has actually been updated to Android 15 Hyper OS 2, where the newer tablet from Lenovo actually came with Android 14, which is kind of weird considering it's newer, but there's going to be a few things slightly different, like you have the taskbar at the bottom for Lenovo, which is pretty easy to switch back and forth between apps. You can also do split screen or floating windows on the Lenovo tablet, where you don't have those options on the Redmi Pad. You're going to get 2 years major software updates on both of these. Slightly better on Lenovo with 4 years of security updates versus 3 years on the Redmi Pad SE. Performance-wise, these two are sort of what you would expect for entry-level tablets, especially considering they have the same MediaTek Helio G85 processor. I think they're probably just powerful enough to do most basic things, but there are times where they feel a little sluggish, especially if you have a lot of stuff going on in the background. I don't have the 6 gigabyte version of the Redmi Pad to test out, but that extra memory would definitely help. You can also do some light gaming on both tablets as well. I feel like these two are very comfortable, probably just about the right size to play games on a tablet. Just keep in mind, these do have entry-level performance, so you're not going to get the highest resolution graphics or the fastest frame rates. I think as long as you know that going in, I think both of these could be good options to do some light gaming. Nice thing is both have a headphone jack there on the bottom, and the speakers are actually louder than you would think considering the size of these tablets. I think they're plenty loud enough for most things, and it's probably close enough that there isn't a clear winner between the two, but here's a quick sample of each just to give you an idea of how they sound. Now when it comes to cameras on these tablets, definitely not going to be the best out there, but you've got an 8 megapixel rear facing on both tablets, 2 megapixel on the front of Lenovo, 5 megapixels on the front of the Redmi Pad SE. You can also do up to 1080p resolution for video recording on the back. Here's a quick sample of each just to give you an idea of how they compare. As you can see, there are a few things that might make some people lean towards one over the other. Performance wise, they're very similar. The Redmi Pad has a little better screen quality. You also get better battery life with the Redmi Pad. Not sure why you can't do split screen on the Redmi Pad, but there's going to be little things like that that are a little bit different between the two. I know I would like to see a little better performance for tablets like this, even if it's going to cost a little bit more, because it's really a jump in price when you go from something like these to the Legion Tab Gen 3 or the iPad mini. But if you like tablets, phones, and other tech, I've got a lot more stuff that I'm working on as usual, so you'll want to keep an eye out for those upcoming videos.
So if you've made it this far into the video, you may want to say thanks by subscribing, and don't forget to give a thumbs up if this video was helpful. This is Brian from Fishbee Productions. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you on the next one.